Well, when Jonathan introduced me, it was comforting to see no one left immediately. So hopefully you won't leave as soon as I'm done speaking either. Again, my name's Eric Fonville. We've been here a little over 2 years, and we've got a short while left with you. But I'm with the railroad, and we're moving again. And I wanted to talk to you today, being that it's Boy Scout Sunday, about being prepared. This is just as important in our spiritual lives as it is in our physical one. So when you leave to go on vacation, put gas in the car. And for those of you who remember what these are, this is called a map. And it's how you figured out how to get where you wanted to go before there was GPS and Google Maps and all the different electronic means. You left emergency contact info with friends, neighbors, relatives, whoever it was. Scouts do the same when they're going on a trip. If you're going camping, you make sure you got a tent, sleeping bag, flashlights, and the like. You're prepared. But do we do the same when we're preparing for God? So many times we hear of those who pass from this life suddenly or unexpectedly, and we often wonder, were they prepared? Maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is no. Yet, why should this be the case? Mark 13:35 and 36 in the King James Version tells us, "Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping." I can paraphrase those two verses in 2 words. Be prepared. God said he's going to call us all home, but he hasn't said when. Does that mean you can just lie paralyzed with fear, not knowing when the end is coming? Of course not. God put us all here on earth, so we should make the best use of the time he has allotted us. Let's live a life of meaning while we're here. Every day, we're inundated with news stories of Satan's influence in the world. Violence, fear, hatred, fraud, destruction. The list can go on and on. It's up to us to see God's influence as well. A beautiful sunrise, the laughter of children, softly falling snow, or a warm summer breeze. So without the earth God created, without God's creation of man, Satan would have nothing to pervert to satisfy his petty desires. So even when it may seem that God is being overshadowed by Satan, let us be thankful of all God has granted us. What does that mean to be thankful? Full of things. So when I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes and I can see, for which I'm thankful. I can stand up and walk around my home, for which I'm thankful. I've got a beautiful wife, 2 wonderful little girls, and a wonderful family, all of which I'm immensely thankful. I could go on and on, but you get the point. At the same time, I'm an imperfect man in an imperfect world. 2 weeks ago, I found out we're moving again. Was I prepared for that news? No. But was I devastated by it? No again. Yes, I wish we could have stayed here in Roanoke longer than the 2.5 years we've been here. But I'm also thankful that I've got a career with the railroad that I enjoy. It allows me to provide for the family in whatever city it may be. And to be honest, this is my 7th move in 13 years, so I'm sort of an old pro at it. There's many of my coworkers who are not in the same boat. This may be their first move, and they're not too pleased about having to move. So I try to be a source of comfort for them. I believe there's many of us who struggle with the question of why, when we don't understand events that transpire. I like to read some of C.S. Lewis's works. He wrote many books, not just The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but one of his that I found is an excellent read is The Problem of Pain. I've read it several times when I couldn't see how a good and loving God would allow certain things to happen. Another good resource was Rabbi Harold Kushner's When Bad Things Happen to Good People. And we really struggle with understanding why things happen. And a lot of times it's a result of our own belief that an all-powerful God would only allow good things to happen to his people. Well, you see in the Bible that's clearly not the case. Not that he's not all-powerful, but that he only allows good things. So when bad things happen, does that mean God doesn't care? Of course he does care. In fact, he cares so much, he sent his only son, Jesus, to die on the cross so that we might be reunited with him one day. I'm sure most of us are familiar with the children's book, Guess How Much I Love You? So when you look at the cross and what it represents, that's Jesus dying on the cross for us to bear the sin of the world. That's God's way of saying, guess how much I love you, this much. So take heart and do not despair. God's not coming back because he never left. He's everywhere. He's sitting at his heavenly banquet, and there's a place set for us. How do you get a seat at the table? Simple. Just ask. Forgiveness is the greatest gift possible, and yet it's offered to us without price. God's prepared a place for you. Have you prepared a place for God? Thank you.
Amen.